Kia ora koutou, my name's Scout, and you may know me from nearly any media around the country at this point. So yesterday we had the 4th of February TPPA Don't Sign protests throughout Auckland and throughout the country, and I was really lucky that I was able to be at the Auckland ones. Now, you probably know from the media that I've done that I had the police knocking on my door a couple of weeks ago asking me what I would be doing for the TPPA signing, and these police officers informed me that there was a national directive that all activists they thought would be trouble or that they thought would be involved with the signing would have their doors knocked on. So either they completely vetoed the whole thing and pulled out of it, or they only knocked on the doors of a select few activists. And for some reason, I was one of these activists. I'm not sure what I did to deserve that recognition. I guess it means I've made it as an activist. Yeah. But I wanted to have a wee chat with everyone now about how that was a massive. There's massive problems with the fact that the New Zealand police would be knocking on activists' doors, but not all activists, to make sure that everything stayed safe. And I think I proved yesterday at the rallies that I'm definitely not a threat. I found it too painful to even walk the full 3 hours that we were marching. I had to double my dose of painkillers to be able to get through it. And afterwards I just went home and passed out. I'm in the process of being diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, and for some reason I'm considered a threat to the New Zealand police. There's a lot more I wanted to say, but I am absolutely exhausted. I do want to say that this is really evident that the New Zealand police were trying to step things up, and this is despite every single protest that there has been across the country against the TPP. Every single one has been peaceful. You know, the police have been the ones using more force than us. And it's showing that there's a real significantly more Americanized kind of version of policing being brought into New Zealand. And as I'm watching this happen, I'm really, really concerned for my Māori brothers and sisters and siblings that are going to be victims of this. You know, I'm very aware that the amount of force used on my people is significantly greater than the amount of force used on Pākehā folk, and you know, that's absolutely fucking terrifying. It's especially terrifying knowing that the protests yesterday, there was this massive amount of tangata whenua there, and I'm so thrilled that we got so many people there. I'm so happy that I got to march alongside my Māori siblings and my Māori whānau. I'm absolutely astounded at how many people there were, because we make up such a small part of the population, and down in Dunedin, where I grew up most of my life, you know, I don't get to see that many of my people like that. So that was really exciting. But also, you know, a lot of, I guess, Pākehā folk on Twitter and on Facebook are praising the police and how well they did, and I feel like we're keeping the police at like this bare minimum of, oh, you didn't use tear gas on us, you didn't break out the riot squad gear, so you must be good guys. And that's not really the case. You know, there were two there were two incidents photographed of activists who police were using force against, and then, you know, there were then many more that weren't photographed. I was a part of a small group of people that was helping out this guy that, you know, he was behind the barricade. He was just walking his dog, and he wanted to have a look, and the police obviously like saw him behind their line, got angry at him, pushed him through the line into our crowd and onto the ground. And, you know, this is an older man, and he was walking a dog. He had a dog with him, and, you know, there was representatives from the SPCA there who saw that, and, you know, he was not doing anything, and I'm really gutted I didn't get any footage of that, because that would be perfect evidence to show that the New Zealand police are ramping things up. But yeah, my phone crapped out. I just need to make it very, very clear to everyone in Aotearoa that these protests were designed to be really peaceful. These protests were all designed to be good, and all the hints of, oh, this might not actually be as family friendly as we'd like it to be, they all came after we were made aware that the New Zealand police were doing riot training, or after we were made aware that they were knocking on activist doors. You know, it's almost like they were trying to start riots themselves. But whatever, I'm just an uninformed renter crowd. Catch you on the flip side.